Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill? Maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Ole Miss.
Tell you what, partner, he might just be a rookie, but he certainly looks the part of a veteran NFL starter, and he carries himself like one leading the offense out there. In a lot of ways, he is advanced as a first-year quarterback, and he came in and was right at home with this offense.
They'll start with a run by Tracy. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Dart. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this inside of Philly's 20 before being taken down. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. 67 yards.
At the 15-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what. 3rd down. All you're thinking is, what can we do to keep this drive going to get enough yardage to move the sticks? You're certainly not thinking about taking this one almost the length of the field, but that's exactly what happens here. What a play, and what a change of fortunes.
Yeah, the Giants are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
In motion comes the tight end left. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown. Jackson Dart keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Giants put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
You know, as a head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. So they designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice fast start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're here to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Because if you get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here come the Eagles for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. The play fake. Here's Hurts. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Calling a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield and score on their first possession. And here on defense, back-to-back sacks. Someone is ready to play.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And back deep, Gunnar Olszewski. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They go play action with Dart. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up the 1st down.
And we both know there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Tracy going to get it on 1st down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing his Dart. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. And Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And that pass broken up by Reed Blankenship.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
2nd down. Here's Barkley again. And he'll get a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This now a 3rd and 4. Here's Hurts to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Eagles.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Barkley, inside handoff. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Throwing is Hurts. They'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Hurts sets up to throw it. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. From the gun, it's Hurts. He dumps this off to Dillon underneath. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. 1st down, Eagles. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Hang on now, we're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. The sneak, it's Hurts. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw here. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that. That's why they're able to get to him on it.
To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
Now Jake Elliott, earlier in his career, he beat these Giants with a 61-yarder. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now out come the Giants. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Looking to put a drive together. On play action, here's Dart. That ball caught by Slayton. And out across midfield down to the 45. They got 29 yards that time.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Well, in this one, he may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Here's a 2nd and 8. They're going to try the jet sweep. Robinson with it. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
To throw is Dart. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line.
22 yards. That's good for a Giants. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the 2nd quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play fake, and here's Dart. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll hand it to Tracy. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Dart will throw it on 3rd and goal. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Jackson Dart with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Giants are able to add on to that lead.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits are on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The extra point splits the uprights. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Eagles 3.
So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Eagles set and ready for their next offensive drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here now, 2nd and 4. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll run with Barkley, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. And the Giants ready to come out now. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, here's Dart. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a 1st down on the play.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On the give, it's Tracy. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle is was made by Adoree Jackson.
No gain on the play.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll try again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
This is caught. Touchdown! From 4 yards out. And the Giants are able to widen their advantage. So 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they're a PAT from going up 21-3.
And there's no doubt in my mind, you're liking what you're seeing so far, aren't you?
It's been unbelievable. Like a well-oiled machine, if you will.
What's really tough, though, that defense, they're leaping the shadows at this point. They don't know which way to go. They're being hit in every direction, and they have no answers thus far.
Extra point attempt to come here.
The extra point.
And it's 21-3. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Hurts. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding, because that one was well over everyone's head.
Here's 2nd and 10. This short throw caught by Goddard. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you're doing like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately
immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking left side of him, he's got a man. That's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Hurts completing this one quickly. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
The goal of the wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit him quick. A little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Hurts to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you give him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And goal at the 2-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Barkley trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Barkley again. And this time he'll get in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The New York set to take the field. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
In motion right is Robinson. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. Zach Bond there on the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They work now on 2nd and 9. On a jet sweep, it's Robinson. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. 3rd and 12. Throwing his dart. And that's going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Second down and a yard. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got Smith here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down, Philadelphia.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about riddling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing is Hurts. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give them a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. To throw now, Dart. He connects with Hyatt. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hanson for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hanson with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
The slot man in motion right. From the gun, it's Hurts. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 2. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from second and 2 to a tough third and 4.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. Dances by him. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 51 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Hurts with a quick throw, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Tuck it down on this side like you go. If you don't agree, ask the streets in your this right here. You already know. Already know how it go. Already know I got
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He finds Saquon Barkley on the slant. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try and run forward Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and goal. And this Giants defense, they have withstood the test thus far. On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Eagles have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
And these Eagles may have been the first to really perfect this play. Let Hurts take the snap, then get some help pushing from behind. This was so successful, some folks, including me, were calling for this play to be outlawed. But while it's still in the books, no one runs it better than Hurts, and he takes this one in.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start with a run by Tracy. Knifes his way on the play, 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They go play action with Dart. Escaping the pressure right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
A tight formation here. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and sneak it here. And he will have a Giants first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
So they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now a 2nd and 10. And they'll try to run the option here. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold it a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. They'll go again with Tracy. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing, dart. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari. That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
In motion left comes Brown. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll drop the throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he was able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
Throw right side complete to Dodson. And he's taken down inside the 30. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. That time on the run-pass option, when he decided to throw it, not a quick little drop-off. He went downfield a bit.
Reminiscent of a triple-option quarterback in college because he faked it inside, and instead of immediately throwing it out to the perimeter, stepped back in the pocket to find a target downfield.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll look to throw again. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Powering his way forward. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
Up the middle with Barkley. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now on 2nd and 13, Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. From 19 yards away, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Elliott on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. On play action, here's Dart. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. This 2nd and 4. Now Dart. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
You put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Dart. That is caught. And he will have the Giants first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
But you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Jalen Carter in on that tackle.
At the 40-yard line.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Dart. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. A play fake, and now it's Dart. He's got Bellinger. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Tracy going to get it on first down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. Dart. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. 13 yards down to the 13.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now he'll try to run with this. And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And he'll be taken down here about the 11. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another New York Giants. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Tracy, and he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Giants have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they go instead with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he is going to have an Eagles first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
And when all you want to do is keep your drive going, quarterback sneak's a great call, isn't it? Pick it up, get a new set of downs.
And on 3rd down, usually you'd think 4th down quarterback sneak. There, though, it worked on 3rd. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. On a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 7. Back to throw. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Throwing is Hurts. This one's caught by Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Hurts sets up to throw it. Open man has got it, the tight end. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That play was all Bobby Okereke as he got there and dragged him down for the loss.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts. And he'll go down at the 28. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, 27 yards. And the Eagles will add to their 4th quarter lead. Now that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Giants offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll hand it to Tracy. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6. Throwing his dart. Completed to Hyatt. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. There they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
To throw now, Dart over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing it into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. That time, Charles, great job keeping him in the pocket and not letting him escape.
And, Brandon, I think this was a great example of the front and the back working together, meaning the back covering, no place to go with the football. And the front, terrific job on the edge so he couldn't escape outside. And then, of course, the inside pressure kept him hemmed in as well.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll start out on the ground with Saquon Barkley. He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They go play action with Hurts. And his throw here is incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Giants are right back in this football game. Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 yards to go, second down. Right back to Tracy. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win. Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Throwing, Dart. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Makuba. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up first and 10 at their 38. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it's second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 43, here's second and 6. Flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out. From the gun, it's Hurts. It's caught. Smith. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Hurts with a quick throw, complete. And they call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive, and in a relatively quick manner. They'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up second down. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
After the costly interception late, good job by him to keep it himself that time. Just tuck it, run it, and scramble for the marker. Don't give the coverage another chance at taking it away from you.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Za'Darius Smith, his second sack of the night.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Play action now, Dart. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
A big play looming on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Dart. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is incomplete. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it down. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board, you can pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. From the 23, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Barkley. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. Now we'll whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it with Dillon. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Dart. Firing And quickly here, and that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up second and a yard. Down at 30-yard line.
Here's second down. To throw is Dart. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Dart. He's got Johnson. And he will have the Giants first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. This is 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Slayton. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here comes 2nd down. Dart. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night